Welcome to YC Education.
Halo semuanya, selamat datang kembali di channel YouTube kami. Senang sekali bisa menyapa kalian lagi hari ini. Nah, di episode podcast kali ini, kami akan menemani kalian belajar bahasa Inggris dengan topik yang sangat dekat dengan kehidupan kita sehari-hari, yaitu tentang teknologi dan media sosial.
Betul banget, Rian. Seperti biasa, untuk kalian yang sedang belajar di level A2, kami akan berbicara dengan tempo yang santai dan kosakata yang mudah dipahami. Jadi, silakan pasang earphone kalian, relax, dan mari kita mulai obrolannya dalam bahasa Inggris. Enjoy the podcast!
So, Santi, let's start with a simple question. How much time do you spend on your phone every day? For me, I think I use my phone too much. Yesterday, I checked my screen time, and it was almost 5 hours. I was really shocked when I saw the number on my screen. Most of this time was on social media like Instagram and YouTube. I usually scroll through my feed in the morning when I wake up. Before I even get out of bed, I open my phone and look at photos for 20 minutes. I also do this during my lunch break at work, and of course, at night before I go to sleep. Sometimes, I feel like my phone is always glued to my hand. I think this is a bad habit, because I waste a lot of time that I can use for other things, like exercising or cleaning my room. Another problem is how social media makes me feel. When I look at other people's photos on Instagram, they always look so happy. They are always eating at expensive restaurants, traveling to beautiful places, or buying new clothes. It makes me feel a bit sad about my own life, because my life feels very simple and boring compared to theirs. But, of course, I must remind myself that social media is not real life. People only post the best moments of their days. They never post photos when they are sad, tired, or when their room is messy. It is like a movie where everyone is an actor. What about you, Santi? Do you also spend a lot of time on your phone, and how does social media make you feel?
Well, Rian, I have a very similar experience. I also spend about 4 to 5 hours on my phone every single day. My favorite app is TikTok because the videos are very short and funny. When I am tired after a long day of work, I don't want to read a difficult book or study. I just want to relax on my sofa and watch some entertaining videos. The big problem with TikTok is that time flies so fast when you are watching. I always tell myself, okay, I will only watch TikTok for 10 minutes, and then I will go to cook dinner. But then, suddenly, I look at the clock and 1 hour has passed. It feels like magic, but in a bad way. It is very easy to lose control. However, I try not to feel too guilty because I also use my phone for good things. For example, I have a language learning app on my phone. I use it to practice Spanish for 15 minutes every day. I also use a cooking app to find new and healthy recipes for my family. And, of course, my phone helps me stay in contact with my parents who live in another city. We make video calls every weekend, and it is wonderful because I can see their faces. So, I think technology itself is not bad. It depends on how we use it. If we only use it to compare ourselves to other people, it can make us unhappy. But if we use it to learn new skills, to cook, or to connect with the people we love, it is actually a very beautiful tool.
That is a very good point, Santi. Technology is just a tool, and we must be the masters of our tools. Because I felt like my phone was controlling me, last weekend I decided to try something very different. I did a digital detox for 1 full day. This means I completely turned off my smartphone on Sunday morning at 8 o'clock, and I did not turn it back on until Monday morning. At first, it was incredibly difficult. In the morning, my hand automatically reached for my phone on the table because I wanted to check the time and see if I had any messages. But then I remembered the phone was off and inside my drawer. I felt a bit anxious and lonely. I kept thinking, what if my friends are sending me funny memes? What if there is some important news in the world? But after 3 or 4 hours, something amazing happened. My brain started to feel very quiet. Because I couldn't look at my phone, I started to look around my apartment. I noticed that my bookshelf was very dusty, so I decided to clean it. While cleaning, I found an old adventure book that I bought last year but never opened. I sat down near the window with a hot cup of green tea and started reading. I read for 3 hours. I forgot how much I loved reading physical books. It was so peaceful because there were no notification sounds, no vibration alerts, and no emails. I felt like I was living in the moment. I think everyone should try to turn off their phones for just a few hours every week to remember what real life feels like.
Wow, Rian, that sounds so peaceful, but also very brave. I don't know if I can turn off my phone for a whole day. I think my biggest challenge would be communication. I always worry that my friends or family might need me for an emergency, and they will worry if they cannot call me. But I agree that we need to give our brains a rest. Our minds are not designed to receive so much information every second. Last month, because I couldn't do a full day without my phone, I started a smaller habit. I made a new rule: no phones in the bedroom. I bought a cheap, simple alarm clock for my nightstand, and now I leave my smartphone on the table in the living room before I go to bed. Before I made this rule, I used to watch videos in bed until midnight. The blue light from the screen made it very difficult for me to fall asleep, and I always woke up feeling extremely tired and grumpy. But now, without my phone in the bedroom, my nights are very quiet. I go to sleep much faster, and I sleep deeply. When I wake up in the morning, I don't immediately look at emails or social media. Instead, I stretch, drink a glass of water, and look out the window at the sky. It is a very small change, but it really improved my sleep quality and my morning energy. I think we don't need to do huge things like living in a cabin in the forest without electricity. We can just start with small steps, like keeping the phone out of the bedroom, to have a healthier and happier life.
Nah, teman-teman pembelajar bahasa Inggris, itu dia obrolan panjang kami tentang teknologi dan media sosial hari ini. Bagaimana dengan kalian? Berapa lama waktu yang kalian habiskan di depan layar HP setiap hari? Dan apakah kalian berani mencoba digital detox seperti yang saya lakukan? Tulis pengalaman kalian di kolom komentar menggunakan bahasa Inggris sederhana, ya. Kami sangat ingin membaca cerita kalian.
Jangan lupa juga untuk klik tombol like di video ini, subscribe ke channel kami, dan bagikan video ini ke teman-teman kalian yang juga sedang belajar bahasa Inggris level A2. Terima kasih banyak sudah mendengarkan podcast kami hari ini, tetap semangat belajarnya, dan sampai jumpa di episode berikutnya. Dadah!